The Scarlet Knights will kick it away first. On the move from inside his 5. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. So Miami, Ohio's offense will get first crack at it today. And Jesse, the man in the backfield today, not necessarily a superstar. They'll just try to have him grind out the tough yards when they need it.
He needs to be solid in this game. He doesn't need to be a Heisman Trophy winner today for them to win, but he has to get the yards when they present themselves. Take what the defense gives him, and you cannot turn the ball over.
No, you got to hold on to that rock, but it would be nice. I think this offense would really open up with some more consistency at this spot. Now, a running back they can really depend on. He becomes that guy. If he can grow into that, this offense can take that next step.
Scanning the field, it's Finn. Under fire. Gonna try to get it himself. Oh, he got loose. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a first down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend because you don't know where it's going to happen on the field and when it's going to happen.
And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen and pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. Pulls it in. It's Williamson. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Gonna look downfield again. Quick completion on the out.
Such a great job by the defense winning on early downs. What does that mean? Now it means 3rd and long. 3rd and long, now I go to dime packages, to nickel packages. I'm taking linebackers off the field and bringing on DBs to really cover more guys and have more speed on the field.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Back to throw, it's Finn. Got his man downfield. Shoved out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
And the Redhawks will snap it on 1st and 10. Sends it back in motion. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Touchdown, Redhawks! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And a really nice job understanding I got to get to that gap where there's a little bit of open space in the middle of the field when I run that post route. QB lays it out for him, and he catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, in the end zone, touchdown.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game.
That makes the score Miami, Ohio, 7, Rutgers.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Scarlet Knights offense will try to get something started with their first possession. When you look at the matchups in the passing game, you might think that this guy's going to be overmatched at corner, but I think he's really looking for the opportunity to prove that he can match up with one of the nation's best.
Yeah, and this receiver always wants the ball. He especially wants it, though, today, considering what he's up against. He told us coming into this game that he should be able to dominate and get a lot of looks. This defense is going to have to find ways creatively to get this guy matched up and covered. They're probably not going to be able to do it with just one guy with that corner out there, David, because this receiver is a difference maker.
No, and this isn't a great secondary, but they're going to have to play a great game. And this challenge is big because he's a superstar. So let's make sure we don't give up the big plays. Maybe play a little bit deeper than normal, sometimes get a little bit physical. This secondary has a tremendous challenge on their hands.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They go right back to him. He breaks a tackle.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Weber. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a 1st down as they mark it at the 40.
Obviously, 3rd downs are so critical because you get an extra chance to wear that defense out. Great job by the offense. Great job by the quarterback completing the pass, getting the 1st down, moving the sticks, fresh set of down, continue to wear on this defense.
To the air on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Weber. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
They'll go to the counter. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
2nd down.
And I think a lot of times when offenses run these counters, you're going to fake one way, right? Pull guys the other direction. If you can get some penetration really quickly, get behind those pullers, you got a chance to get in the backfield just like right there and create a TFL.
Wants to go up top. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. The Scarlet Knights need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. A strike downfield. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31. That'll do it here in the quarter, guys, and Miami, Ohio has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They flipped into the field, and we're ready to play. They've got a 1st down here to open the period. Looking downfield on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Sheffield.
I'll tell you, man, I love quarterbacks that have arm talent, but that can throw it accurately at the same time, and you saw all of it on that in route.
And the Scarlet Knights can really attack on this 2nd and short. The give to the tailback. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that 1st down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
The Scarlet Knights kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They'll give it to him again. How about that run as he drives it all the way down to the 13-yard
nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll go to the air on second and short. That ball is intercepted at the goal line. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Well, coming into this game, this offense knew that points were going to be at a premium. If you can't score touchdowns down here in the red zone, you at least got to come away with field goals, but you can't do that if you're throwing interceptions. That's just poor execution by the offense.
A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking for a crease, it's Tracy. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Offensively, you want to run that counter, right, to try to take advantage of hyperactive defenses. But just poor execution. Not a good job of understanding where I need to go when I bounce that thing backside. And it bounced outside. You want to take that thing inside. So the offense needs to operate a little bit better and maybe not run as much counter because the defense got in there pretty quick.
Makes the catch. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
The Red Hawks come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Looking to throw, it's Finn. He's got his man, makes the grab. Changing on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
Slants against man. That wide receiver has to win right now at the line of scrimmage against that DB playing man coverage. Quarterback, timing with the wide receiver, put it on the money. Wide receiver's probably still going to get hit too and got to hold on to that thing.
They believe they can run right here. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
And the Red Hawks now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Pulls and throws off the RPO. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll try to bully their way for the first. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on third down.
You know, when you're running counter, those offensive linemen crashing down, they've got to be able to pin those interior D linemen. They couldn't get it done there. They gave up too much penetration, and that led to the tackle for loss.
Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Got his man to the left. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. And the Scarlet Knights will line it up on 1st and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Caught in the backfield, it's Duff. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Throws to the wideout. Makes the catch. And he will score. Touchdown, Rutgers.
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
Extra point here will tie the game.
For the extra point.
And the extra point was good. And that extra point leaves us deadlocked here in the second. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Fires to the big fella.
I tell you, when you've got a tight end like this, it makes it a lot easier calling pass plays on first down, even if the defense is in zone coverage. He did a really good job there, working his leverage, finding the soft spot, and making it an easy completion.
And the Redhawks with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to throw. It's Finn. Caught near the sticks. It's Reynolds. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great scene there today in Piscataway. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these 2 programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been a very evenly played game. Fascinating to see how the rest of this one plays out. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the birthplace of college football.
About to kick it away again as we are tied up in the 3rd quarter. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Finds his man. It's Campbell. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting him the football, letting them get some positive yards.
The Scarlet Knights with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Handoff to the single back. Knocked down at the 31 after a gain of 5.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Looking to throw on first down. Slings it downfield. Fires it incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Oh, they're after him. With the catch, it's Campbell. Still on his feet at the 45. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
And the Scarlet Knights are on the move. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
The Scarlet Knights have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Leaves it with the back. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
And the Scarlet Knights pounded the rock to move the sticks now back to work. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Campbell. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
As a quarterback, I used to love throwing to running backs that could run great routes. That was a good one there on the angle route. He sold it like he was running to the flat, put his foot in the ground, cut back inside, crossed the defender's face, made it an easy throw and an easy first down.
The Scarlet Knights started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Leaves it with the back. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Caught near the sticks. It's Fletcher. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Not the big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
And the Scarlet Knights have it with a first and goal. Looking to throw. Looking for the goal line. Touchdown, State University of New Jersey. And that one will give them the lead. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. An 84-yard drive there, and they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. This drive will open from the 15. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
He'll pull it on the read. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Now facing a 3rd and long. To the air, it's Finn. Lets it go. It's complete. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
At the 41. And first down.
Guys, it is Rutgers on top here at the end of the quarter. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. Final stand to the game, and we'll start with the first down. Wants to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Reynolds. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
That is an excellent throw by the quarterback, finding the window between the zones and delivering that ball on time.
The Red Hawks are marching down the field. To the air on first down. Snagged in the middle, it's Williamson. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Gets the back moving. Second down, he'll throw it. The short hands, it's Russell. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
Looking to pass, it's Finn. Skips away from pressure. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. The number one job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
And the Red Hawks will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Works his way ahead for 3 out to the 14.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand, they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
Quarterback on the keeper. Plows through the defense. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And that's what the running game can do for an offense. You run the football, you have some success. Then what do? You stick the ball out there, you pull it back, you run some play action, you complete the football, get a first down. Nice balance by this offense.
They boot it away. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. They'll open this drive and snap it from the 44. Looking to throw, it's Finn. It's complete on the right side. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
And how about the defense? How big was that stop? Forcing the punt, getting it back to the offense, and all of a sudden, you feel the momentum now on their side.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Finds his man. It's Reynolds. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
Defense comes up with a really big stop there. That's nice. They don't give up the first down, so the clock keeps working, but they're on their own end of the field. They know this offense is going to start taking shots into the end zone. They better have some guys ready on the back end, ready to swat some balls away and make some plays.
Trying to set up the screen. And after the pickup, gets to the sidelines to stop the clock and keep this drive going as they try to save themselves late. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. Fourth quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the first down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
He wants to throw it again. Grabbed in the middle. It's Reynolds.
In this offense, they got another positive game, but I think they're going to have to start pushing the ball down the field a little bit. Got to make some plays. That clock is not your friend. You got to speed up, maybe work the middle of the field a little bit, but make sure we get first downs, and the rest of the time work the sidelines.
The Red Hawks in a good spot here with second and short. Looking to fire. Grabbed over the middle. It's Russell. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
Excellent throw by the quarterback. Found the window between the zones and then delivered the ball on time.
They're looking to pass from the red zone. He just got rid of that one to save the down. Didn't see anything he liked.
Well, quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Off the play fake. He's got it and still on his feet. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
This receiver is such a weapon, and he has so much speed, and he can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him catch it, and use his speed to turn it upfield.
And guys, if they can make their way into the end zone, touchdown Miami!
And great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game. Now, all you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
And they are a mere extra point away from tying this game. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. They marched 56 yards to the end zone. And what a huge scoring extra point there to get it tied in the final minute. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. This drive opens up at the 23-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. Quick completion on the out route. The offense takes a timeout with 30 seconds left.
I know it's something we take for granted, guys, but Q did a great job there with the play-action fake. He really took his time and sold it, and that's what froze the linebackers in the second level of the defense to help make that completion a whole lot easier.
Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough at the point of attack.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to throw, and he's running out of time. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he's brought down after a nice gain. 4 quarters, not enough to settle this one. We're headed to overtime.
And these teams have played so well, back and forth, evenly contested game. How about a little free football, Jesse?
Yeah, I love this, David. Free football and finding out which of these two teams is the most mature, who can settle down now with the game on the line and make the big play.
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime, and just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possession starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational-type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
He's got it! And he was thinking 6, but that D knocks him down at the 2.
Near the 3-yard line. First and goal, Miami, Ohio.
Here comes first and goal as they try to strike here in overtime. He'll keep it himself. Big time play by the defense. He'll lose 4.
I think a lot of quarterbacks like those defenses that will be passive and let it slowly develop. Nah, this defense, you could tell, they were aggressive and attacking, and it really paid off.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. To the air, it's Finn. Touchdown, Redhawks! They strike first here in overtime.
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you get receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
The all-important extra point would push this lead to 7. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7.
That makes the score Miami, Ohio 21, Rutgers 14.
Now on first down, they need to answer with a touchdown. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. A shot toward the end zone.
And those sting for offenses, man. You've got an opportunity to get in the end zone, to get the touchdown. It's not easy. It's hard to get guys open. He comes open, and the quarterback, man, I bet he wishes he had that one back.
So now it's second and long. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Got it in the middle. It's Weber. Good pickup on that one. They will stop him short of the line to gain, and now we'll see what they do on fourth down from the 17. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set, why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, fourth down, offense has to make a decision.
They bring him down, but he's got a first and goal from the 10.
Running the ball in OT, and a nice job by the ball carrier, finding his lane, finding his hole, putting his foot in the ground and getting upfield.
First and goal in overtime, and they have to answer with a touchdown. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Using the quick game. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. Wants to go up top. Fires into the end zone. Oh, and they pick it off. What a huge defensive play in overtime. return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick.